2017 World Team member, 2015 Junior World Team member, PWA record holder in the 85 kilo class, weighing a little bit heavy today, Cantrell.
I guess so.
Next is Cal Strength. He's been coaching all day. He competed at the International Cup in Russia in 2015. Multiple time senior national medalist. Also PWA record holder in the snatch. In total, I think, I'm not 100% sure since it's changed. Blackwell. Our next competitor, the 105 kilo class. 2017 Pan Am gold medalist.
Okay.
2014 Pan Am bronze and silver medalist. Three-time World Team member.
Oh, hell yeah.
And our next 105 from Cal Strength.
Turn that shit off while we're clapping. There you go.
Won the Russia Cup National Championship 2016 and three-time American record holder.
All right.
Wesley junior and senior American record holder, 2017 World Team member, 2015, 2014 Junior World medalist, 2011 Youth World medalist in the snatch and and multiple time PWA American record holder in the intermission, Wesley. 2017 Senior World medalist. All right, guys, go ahead and introduce your better halves. Once the women are introduced, you have 10 minutes.
CK YouTube.
Hi, girls.
That's all it takes now?
2017.
Oh my god.
Blew my mind.
It's an app. I'm gonna webcast everything I do.
Dude, you can go. This will go straight to YouTube Live, or it'll go straight to Facebook Live also. And check it out.
All your jam sessions.
People are talking.
Like
Nick Wiley. Nah, no, Nick Wiley.
wow.
And look, can you do this? Any of these things we can put on the screen, right? We can just go like, just fuck them, whatever, while we're waiting. Just like throw this up, right? And so that'll show up on the live screen. Or you can go anything you want, like over. Begin shortly. You can do these different, you know, like. It's funny because they're seeing all this,
Right,
live,
right,
whatever.
Right,
like,
right, right, right.
That one actually looks better right now based on the background.
Yeah. Turn the chat on so people can.
Yep, they've been chatting.
How many viewers? 47 currently. What time is it?
4:09.
So it's kind of just rolling up. Oh, I'm gonna post about it again right now. We're gonna use the same picture. Yeah.
Should we get the angle a little more so they can't see that warm-up platform?
Like get the camera closer.
Like right now, how they actually, right now in the live stream, you can see the like this warm-up platform over here a little bit. Should we move it so you can't see that as much?
If anything, make it closer, but like it's a good angle.
That's how it felt.
Perfect. Right there.
Seven minutes on the clock, and the first lifter will begin.
Is this live right now?
Yeah, we're live.
Is this happening?
It's happening. That's
Hi. That happened? Oh shit.
that too.
Okay, cool. Oh, sorry.
No. The only problem is though that we don't have headphones, so we don't really know exactly what it's picking up.
Well, I can go listen to it outside and see how it sounds.
Good. Yeah. It's important that I sound better than Ben anyway.
Oh, okay.
All right. Live cast brought to you partially by Foot Grip. Just the way to hold a bar, not an e-cup.
Right, right. But also Nat in the house. Nat, aka Hook Grip.
Test. Oh no, we lost it. Now is that better? Like further away, I think.
Check. Nat Hook Grip. Not clipping. Not clipping. Not clipping. Check. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Commentating going on there. Oh, we got some perfect signals. People like
Here we
it.
go. Here we go.
Feel free to comment in the live chat. We are monitoring the live chat. So here we go.
Yeah, let me know what you think. Can you hear me now? All right, so this is Danny and Ben from Alchem Athletics. Shoot me a question, say what you want to feel,
Coach
whatever.
Coach Claridad.
Coach Ben Claridad. Did Wes even make weight?
Wes has not yet. Oh, did he make weight? He was 107 yesterday. That's a good question. I'm not sure. However, the final standings as far as first, second, third for the money winners depends on Sinclair.
Okay.
So even if they are a little heavy, that won't affect them that way.
Right.
It's a sanctioned USA weightlifting meet.
Right.
So if they're heavy, their total won't be able to count. You know, I'm sure some of them are hoping to qualify for the American Open.
Right. So even if he's 107, like it's counting against everybody else, not necessarily because of weight class.
Right. So he still has a chance to win the prize, but it won't count for a total.
Right.
5.
I think there's more spectators here than there are athletes.
Right.
It's like an all-star.
Early predictions. All right, Ben. Early predictions from the 105.
Hey, Danny, we got to go.
Early predictions. I'm rooting for Ian Wilson.
Well, a good made lift by Jaden there.
Who is that guy?
Jaden, he is a Cal strength lifter. He's a young guy. I believe he's 17 years old, somewhere around there.
That kid is 17 years old?
Yeah, he just, I believe so, yeah. He just competed at Youth Worlds this year, perhaps his Junior Worlds. Anyway, a couple facts about Jaden. He also has his pilot's license, I hear.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I know this guy. David.
David McKellar.
Yeah. Also calf strength, yeah?
Ooh, also a Cal strength, correct. Nick Willie says he thinks that Ian takes the win, but, you know, he's not so sure.
But he's not so sure.
A good lift, 130
Good lift.
kilos.
Good lift. I've known Ian since he was a kid. I know he can pull out some wins when he's forced to.
Now here's a little sidebar on that as well. So Ian Wilson was the American record holder at 105 kilos in the snatch.
Right.
And
right.
then Wes Kitts has since broken that record.
Yes.
So we do have some dueling record breakers here.
Right.
I'm gonna be back in 2 minutes.
You do your thing. Very snappy lift. This guy's a Cal strength lifter. I've never seen him before. I'm old. I don't know what's going on. Very snappy lift. 120 kilos, it looks like. All right, so the lineup for today is very interesting. We have a bunch of old school Hasslef lifters: Ian Wilson, D'Angelo, Donavan Ford, all guys who I've known since they were like literally children, okay? And then we've got a bunch of newcomers like this guy, Steven, 6 for Sip, Rob Earwicker. Very snappy lift. So I'm interested to see myself, like, who does better, the more seasoned lifters or the newcomers? Okay, so right, so that's you. Maybe we should just share this one.
May live there. How many amount of coffee you drank? They really didn't know later. James LaFave wants to talk about how much coffee we've been drinking today. I actually have a disappointing story about that. Although I've had 5 or 6 cups, I went for a 6th or 7th, I suppose, a little bit ago, and all of the nitro cold brew is gone. So, there's that.
It's because I drank it all. Right off the bat, Dean gave me the nitro cold brew. Delicious, just like drinking a beer, like a Guinness, but it's only coffee, no alcohol.
Great lift.
This kid is good.
Fantastic lift by Jaden.
What is he, an 85?
Yes, 85.
Jacked.
Did the lighter guys go earlier? Yes, this is actually, there was a session at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., noon, 2, and 4. So there's been lots of sessions today. This session is just the invite athletes. So these athletes have been hand-selected by Kevin Doherty of Hasslef Barbell to lift in this session is an opportunity to win a cash prize. So some of the competitors will be a little bit lighter. They're not all in the same weight class. It's more on the merits of their lifting is how they're chosen. This year, it just so happens to be weighted heavily with the heavier guys.
The heavier guys, the 105s.
A lot of 105s.
Okay.
Jake here was a 105, pushed up to heavies not too long ago. He said the key was just more bacon and more cream in his coffee.
Good lift. Okay, so I've been lifting weights since 2005. The 105s have always been a little bit dead.
Just talk.
Okay, all right. But now the 105s are the weight class. Could you agree?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
In fact, for the world team,
Yeah.
there are actually 3 105 weightlifters who are named to the team.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because you can only score a maximum of 2
Yeah.
in a given weight class. So somebody is either going to be left off the final starting roster or possibly bumped up at 2 super.
Yeah. This kid right here, Dylan,
Dylan Cooper,
18 years old,
also 105.
also 105. One of the reasons why I cut down to 94. Good lift.
How old is he? 20? Great great lift for 20-year-old Dylan Cooper.
19, 20, who cares? Like, he's young. He's young.
2
Yeah.
years ago, Ben Staple was correct.
Right, right. These guys are young and they're good and they're like big athletes, right? Like
Yeah,
the 105s are coming up. Kids like Dylan Cooper.
Jordan, you asked us to check our mic levels. What do you like? What's the problem or what's going well? I think you can barely hear.
I have a feeling that I'm too loud and you're not loud enough. That's my feeling.
Yeah, I think that.
All right.
We're both just
I'm gonna take 2 minutes.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna take 2 minutes?
I'm gonna take 2 minutes.
Me too. I think that basically. Either way, the sound is too different enough. Probably for headphones. 100% for headphones. Okay, here we go. We should be able to hear better now, both in action. All right, that's a good lift there. David McKellar, who is a 94-kilo lifter, one of the guys in this session under 105.
All right, so I don't know if we're still live or not. This is a huge lift as an 85. From Caddis Athletics. Oh! Just a little bit behind. A minor adjustment, and he's good for that.
Same 141 2-minute clock is going to be John Downey on the second attempt. He gets 2 minutes. We'll put it just a little lost it behind, and he's going to come back and make that on a 2-minute clock. He's got 50 left. And then after that, Jordan Cantrell at 145, assuming John jumps less than 3 kilos.
All right, so a quick question for those paying attention. Who do you have for the 105s? Is it Donavan, D'Angelo, Ian, or Wes? Please weigh in on the comments section. Personally, for me, I'm rooting for Ian. That's just me. But I've known most of these guys since they were literally kids.
We're about to surpass the 300-pound marker, which is, for all of these gentlemen, is a pretty crazy amount. We've got 1 minute left for John Downey, and so if he was 141, he's going to come out and smoke it. And then we're going to bump to over that at 145 for Jordan Cantrell.
We got one. We got two for Wes. One for D. One for Ian.
They're all here today, which is pretty incredible to see all of that in one place.
So we're on both.
Right. Oh! Is this live or no?
Yes.
All right, so
That right there.
one out front. I'm sorry, he missed his first one behind. This one out front, classic. In my opinion, next one will be right on the money. He's got one more attempt.
John Downey.
That's huge for an 85.
Huge.
I know 5 years ago, Caffeine and Kilos first made this. That was the largest prize in USA weightlifting history. Higher than any national or American weightlifting or any other competition. $10,000 would be more than these weightlifters. Nobody's excited about that. Yeah. Let's give it up for Caffeine and Kilos.
Ow! Okay, here we go.
So, John Downey, you've got an imaginary clock of about a minute 27 seconds. 141 kilos. When he comes out, give me some help, guys. He wants to make that.
All right, John Downey's got one more attempt. I believe this one will be right on the money.
One in front, one in back, the one right in the
Oh,
slot. Huh?
oh yeah, oh yeah.
That's how they do it.
Classic.
Classic. TJ Strength asked if there is a start list. There's not a start list posted anywhere, but we'll try and make sure we kind of let you know who the lifter is at all times.
Alex says Ian goes 170, 216. 216 though?
Oh yeah, see him jerk that 220 the other day from the blocks?
No.
Well, it happened.
216 would be huge.
Pretty big.
175, 220 though. Oh, okay.
Ooh. A lot of Ian Wilson talk. Here we go, John Downing.
Here we go.
What's that on the bar, Ben?
I think he makes it. This is 141.
141 kilos. Oh, smoke show. Come on, John Downey.
Right on the money. 141 kilos as an 85. That is huge.
That's big. That's a good lift.
That is a really good lift for any weight class.
Regardless.
In my opinion, if you're a man and you snatch 140 plus, that is huge. No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a coach tell me one time that snatching 140 is what makes you a man.
Right.
And I later found out that that's because it's the most he ever snatched.
But I mean, that is the number. Like, that's a big number for like a lot of guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like 77 plus. Like.
Sam asked, when are the 105 starting? So this session, regardless of weight class, they're lifting together. So the 105s, and there's some supers in here. There's some 85s.
Yeah.
Speaking right here.
Oh, here we go. I like this kid. I just recently lost to this kid. But I like him now. That's why. Look at him.
145.
145. How old is this kid?
Jordan, I have no idea. 21 years old. 21 years old, and he's a world team member.
21 years
there
old.
There are 4 world team members lifting the competition. How do you do? 45. 145, 175 at Junior Worlds last year.
Massive.
2016. Rob Blackwell here, another California strength lifter.
OG at this point. Nice.
145, impressive lift. That's everyday weight for Rob Blackwell.
Right. That seemed very light for him. Is he a 94 in this meet?
He is a 94 in this meet. I think he's a 94 all the time at this
All
point.
the time.
Long time lifted as an 85, moved up to 94 about a year ago.
I think he looks better as a 94.
I thought Rob always looks good.
I mean, he does look good.
Donavan Ford.
Donavan Ford.
Full weight classes, Donavan?
105.
Oh.
I met him in 2006. Wow.
Smoke show.
Yep.
Donavan actually is something very impressed about him is he's actually had not one but 2 shoulder surgeries.
Yeah.
Had both of them taken care of, and then he's back at it now.
Yeah. So I met Donavan when he was a kid. All right, go ahead.
TJ Strength asked, is this technically an unsanctioned meet? No, this is a USA Weightlifting sanctioned competition. The hosting barbell club is Hassle-Free Barbell.
This kid. Huge.
Dylan is a strong young man. He's always been really strong, and his lifts are starting to kind of catch up to those strength levels.
Yeah.
He actually used to train out at MASH Elite Weightlifting, with Coach Travis Mash, out in North Carolina. Just recently, within the last 6 months or so, moved out to California to train at California Strength.
Has he gotten more consistent in the past few years?
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like he has.
Here we go. We have Steven.
Big Steven.
Padrona. Steve is not a 105. He's a super.
No. Is he?
And super strong.
Was he a powerlifter before he was a weightlifter?
Right. So Steven Maradona lifted for Dan Green as a powerlifter.
Right.
And trained there. Very strong young man.
Yeah.
Also very young.
Yeah.
Let me see if it has his. I'm not sure exactly how old he is, but he's still very young in his early 20s. It's converted to weightlifting. He trains under Coach Rob Ewicker, and I've seen a video of him push pressing 550 pounds, which is
disgusting.
more than I can do. Probably more than both of us combined.
I can squat that.
550.
I can squat 550.
I never have.
It would be a grind. Yeah.
What's your best push press, you think?
Push press, 150 kilos.
150 kilos.
Yep. Oh, just a little bit short.
Coach, any thoughts on that?
A little bit short, a little bit out front.
A little short, low out front?
Yeah. Yep.
You think, what do you think about his starting position there? Hips look kind of high. You think that might be part of the cause for that?
He looks comfortable with a high hip start. In my opinion, I feel like he needs to finish a little bit more shoulders back. This kid, though, I like this guy.
Yeah.
Very intense lifter.
Again, predictions for top 3. I think that, talking about by weight class, I actually think that Cantrell has a good chance being top 3,
so too.
especially take body weight into the equation. And here he's taking an attempt at 150 kilos. Looks like he kind of got pulled around by that one, huh?
Yeah.
Bar kind of took him for a ride.
Yeah.
Instead of the other way around there.
I mean, when you weigh 85 and you're trying to pull on, 150 plus, that might happen a little bit. No, this kid's like super intense. Like, all right, I had no idea who he was 6 months ago. I bombed out at nationals and I did like a local meet, just to do a local meet, and he was there. And I competed against him. I had no idea who he was. And he was pulling some big weights. And he's super intense. Very big fan of Jordan Cantrell. I like it when lifters are, intense,
Get it going.
Right. Because that's how I am,
You like to get it going.
Right. Just care about what you're doing,
Like to feel the steel.
I do. I do like to feel steel. Catch the vibe.
Very nice. I like that one better than his first. Just the first one was good, but first one looked like this one looked more under control.
Very solid. Once he caught it, like there's no question.
No, right in the slot. Last one was a very clean lift, maybe just a little up front. That one looked pretty, a little more solid.
Right. No question once he had it overhead.
So as much as snatching is going to be entertaining, they're going to definitely get some heavy weights on there. Clean and jerks should also be pretty good. Well, I bet there'll be 6, maybe 7 guys over 200 kilos.
Oh yeah.
I almost muted him to yell at him. I was getting so fired up.
I was about to. Do it.
Oh!
Told them to come to the booth, get their check. Squeezing right now. So what's the 4-on-1?
I took predictions for who wins for the 105s, and most people root for Ian. He's a crowd favorite.
Looked to me like the bar's actually right in the slot. He just wasn't.
It was a little bit forward, I think.
Well, it looked to me like it was where it was supposed to be, but he had managed to get out of the way.
Did he hop back a little bit?
He
you
hopped
think?
back a little. Well, I mean, what's a little? I'd say it's probably about 8, 9 inches.
9 inches. Could
9
he have
inches.
finished a little bit better?
Yeah, maybe a little more finish. Tell you what, he's got good socks on.
Right.
Unfortunately, didn't help with that 150 snatch.
Jordan needs this last attempt to stay in the meet. So he is training through this meet, but this is obviously a big event. So
Do it.
D'Angelo Osorio, first attempt. Massive weights. He's now 105. No question there. 151 kilos. Very solid pull, very solid overhead. Very technically sound. D'Angelo was an athlete at the OTC when Coach Zygmunt was there. So you'll see that he's very technically sound. He's one of the 3 hassle-free lifters that are in the meet today. I mean, really ready to win the meet. Alex says that it looks like Jordan is yanking it off the ground. I disagree. I think he's a little bit tired. He is training through this meet. So this is not a meet that he's peaking for. I feel like he could finish a little bit better. Up next, Rob Blackwell. He's definitely good for this weight.
A little up front.
Low up front.
This commentating stuff's easy. A little out front.
Right. Yeah, that was a little out front.
What do you think of that lift? I think you missed it.
Rob is a very good snatcher.
Rob's a very good snatcher.
Why is he such a good snatcher?
You know, it's an interesting question. He's extremely powerful hips,
Right.
and he catches, even as cleans, he catches things really high
Right.
often.
Right.
It's one of those things. He doesn't have any problem getting elevation on the bar. I think that helps him out a lot.
Is there a reason that he does not belt up for his clean
Well,
jerks?
let me tell you something else about Rob real quick, though. Is he from the high hang, so from the hip, he has snatched from the hip. He has tied his PR
Right.
from the floor.
Right.
So it's just that top finish is very
Right.
proficient. Why doesn't he belt up for his clean and jerks? I don't know.
He's just a very powerful person in general.
Yeah.
Right. Are his legs caught up to his pull?
No. One thing
No.
he'll tell you as well, if you talk to Rob, he has never been a strong squatter. And so he's been working on driving that squat up, which will
Right.
assist in the other thing.
Right. He is very jacked, though, as a 94. Big D'Angelo's up.
D'Angelo Osorio.
Yep.
Going with that military green singlet.
I like that.
It's a good look.
It's new.
No, it's not nude. It's military green.
Oh, I'm sorry. Solid.
There you look.
No question.
Shadow of a Doubt said D always makes things look so smooth. And that's a fact. Dee's actually has great technique. He's a very good lifter. In fact, Morgan King, who was Olympian, she got 6th place at the 2016 Olympics. She's on the Caffeine and Kilos team. I was talking to her one time when she was at the Olympic Training Center, and she's talking about visualization and how she only likes to watch certain people lift. And I asked her who she likes to watch. Said that D'Angelo, she believed, in her opinion, had the best technique of anyone at the Olympic Training Center.
He is a very good technician. Check out this pole, though. I believe it will stick. No, no.
156 kilos,
Out
a little out
front
front
again.
still. That was almost like replay.
Yeah. Rob needs to snatch a big weight because he does not have a gigantic clean and jerk, no?
No, he does not have a huge clean and jerk.
Yeah.
When you talk about the other guys that he's competing against,
Right.
His clean and jerk will be relatively low.
He's a good snatcher. He has never missed a jerk, right? Like,
I'm not sure he ever has. No.
right, like he,
I think one time I saw his foot slip.
right.
Does that count?
But yeah, right. But like, he needs to make this up in the snatch, right? Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen. You got 145 and then 2 misses at 156. Interesting jump, 145 to 156 also. Your thoughts?
I mean, I would do that for a squat.
All right, Wes Kitts is the current American record holder in the snatch. Opening here at 160 kilos.
This dude is impressive. Fucking Captain America. Look at him. Look at him.
Yeah.
Stallion.
The Tennessee Stallion.
Tennessee Stallion.
So it looked like actually caught that quite a bit out front, but when you're the Tennessee Stallion, you can just pull that right back in the slot.
So, I have never actually seen him lift before. I just know he's really strong. Dude is legit explosive.
Silent Mike says that Ben has a beautiful voice. He's a big fan.
Thank
Clearly
you.
he meant to type in Danny.
Right.
Hit the wrong key.
Right.
He hit the Ben key instead of the Danny key. Common error.
Right. The Ben key.
Yeah.
D'Angelo with the OD green singlet.
Yeah.
Looking tactical.
Looking good. Very tactical. He's on the platform. He's in the brush. I can't call it.
Yep. he's gonna smoke this one.
Well, you called it.
Solid. Once it's overhead, no question.
Yeah.
No question.
Great lift. 162 kilos.
Yeah.
Always said that D'Angelo's sort of built like a centaur.
A centaur. Like he's got some fucking horse legs.
Half
Yeah.
horse, half man.
Half horse, half man, half Filipino. He's a halfling. D'Angelo gets a power up because he's got that tribal tat, so, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, is that even fair?
And not to the other lifters.
Oh, here we go, Ian.
Ian Wilson. 165 kilos.
Opening attempt.
Ooh.
What do you
Well,
think?
that's a made lift.
Wow. All right. So, what do you think about Ian's technique versus D'Angelo's technique?
Not the same.
No, not at all.
One thing I like about Ian, he's fun to watch. I'm not sure this is something you teach people, but the way he attacks the bar off the platform.
Yeah.
Now, the key to that is that's okay to do that as long as you hold position. The key
Right.
is to go as fast as you can while
Right.
holding position.
Right.
Ian Wilson, Kendrick Ferris. Is there anybody else currently that you can think of anyway, recently in American weightlifting that can pull the bar off the floor that violently and hold position?
No, nobody.
So we're talking about Kendrick Ferris, a 3-time Olympian.
I see Ian as more as like a Bulgarian style lifter, whereas D'Angelo's
Very, very strong European influences.
right. D'Angelo's more like it's controlled. It's like it's very methodical. No.
Yeah, D is a technician, holds positions
Yeah.
very well. More of a timed aggression.
Right.
Ian makes the fucking lift.
He makes a lift. And like, does it look always pretty? No, but like, he's a very powerful, strong person, you know. And like, in the end of the day, like, what matters, you know? Like, does it, like how it looks, or like, can you do it? You know?
Right, absolutely. Well, Ian also at 16 years old, I believe, he silver medal at Youth Worlds.
Yes.
16 years old, and I think he was the New York Times Athlete of the Week or something like that at that time. So he's been in the game at an international level for a long time now.
Look at this guy smiling before. Like, I would never smile before I do anything important.
I think he's smiling.
I like this guy.
I think he pictured the made lift.
He's picturing victory.
Picturing victory.
Captain America, do it.
Tennessee Stallion.
Oh!
Too spicy. Too spicy.
Too spicy.
Too spicy.
He has too much power.
Yeah, that's the worst.
His stallion power, like, it's
Yeah.
just too much.
Maybe next time if he goes for a little more Tennessee pony,
Yeah.
he might have a little more success there.
Tennessee ass, you could say.
Oh, or instead of Tennessee Stallion, maybe he goes Tennessee Philly.
Tennessee Philly. What do we got here for comments?
Oh, we got the commentators, our typical American
Ian has
weightlifting
no fear in
technique.
attacking weight. Ian has no fear for anything,
That's correct.
right?
That's correct.
Watch him.
I've never heard him say that he's scared.
No. Look at Ian do this.
170 kilos.
If you were built like Ian, you wouldn't be afraid of anything either.
His American record was at 171 kilos. Oh.
Even when he misses, he doesn't he's not scared of anything. Ian's hands could probably crush a basketball. Right.
We'll talk.
He's so big.
Your stuff out. We'll talk Chris to make sure all squared away.
Yeah, no, thank you. It was fun.
He is.
Yeah, good seeing you too. Talk to you soon.
Oh, yeah, we'll be touching.
He already went. I saw one attempt. Yeah.
Wes needs to get a tribal tat, then he would have made the lift. I'd say that's a solid point Jebediah Tubbs has there.
All right, so D'Angelo's got the tribal +1 to his lifting. If Wes had a tribal tat,
Right.
would it be as effective as D'Angelo's?
Well, I'm not so sure. What Wes has, though, is he has that thigh tattoo. He's got the dog. He's got a dog thigh tat. That's like
He's
your
got a
classic
dog?
wrestler tat. You know what I mean?
No.
The old thigh singlet
Yeah.
showing.
He has this one.
Kyle's starting teammates over there fired up. Smoke show. 170 kilos there. Wes Kids.
Oh my God.
What was that, 375 pounds, Ben?
Right. Yeah, 375 pounds.
170 kilos. So again, Wes Kitts, he is the current American record holder in the snatch. Now this next young man who's going to go is Ian Wilson, who was the previous American record holder. So this little head-to-head action, you're talking about the current versus previous record holders in the lift.
Ian at this point is an OG of the sport. You're really talking about the old versus new at this point. Oh! His start, like, his
Rip it.
start,
Rip
his
it.
start, like, he just
Smoke
walks
show.
up to it and he fucking lifts it, man.
So here's,
That was massive. Oh my God. Wow.
all right, and we will now take a short break before the women will now come out
What was that?
and snatch.
Was that 175?
That was 170.
170?
After that first attempt at 170, that was like.
And we're back.
Megan Seegert, former gymnast. Her first meet was the Caffeine of Kilos 2014. No? Am I wrong in that?
Yes. So, well, she did a couple meets before that. She did, 3 meets, I believe? And then the Caffeine and Kilos Invitational in 2013 was her 3rd or 4th meet, and she lifted it as, she lifted the 48 lifter still. Snatched 58 kilos. So Megan has actually competed in every Caffeine and Kilos Invitational meet, I believe.
Wow.
5 years.
Yeah.
5 years.
In that first Caffeine and Kilos Invitational, Ian Wilson lifted that meet. Rob Blackwell has lifted every year. Nicole Lim, she's not in the invite session today, but she lifted earlier today. She's lifted in all 5 meets. D'Angelo's lifted all 5 years. There may be a few others as well, but those are the ones that at least come to mind.
I think that's it. Oh, Rob Blackwell.
Blackwell. Butch Curry. That studly young man in the light blue shirt. Butch Curry, 1980 Olympian.
Yes.
Butch actually taught me something one time about the jerk, for the clean and jerk. He said prior to the jerk, he said you should, when you dip, try to raise your elbows just slightly, and a lot of times that will keep you in that up and down motion you should be going through. So if you have an athlete that has a problem of leaning forward when they dip in the jerk, which is a common problem, he said kind of like your elbows are on a shelf, and when you dip, they stay there basically. So that way when you drive, it keeps you vertical, keeps the bar back.
I would agree with that. You know.
Well, there you go, agreeing with an Olympian. Nice, Ben.
A cue that you give an athlete, it doesn't necessarily reflect like what actually happens.
Correct.
It's just it's a relationship between you and the athlete, you know. And like if an athlete dips their elbows down, like you tell them something that possibly
the inverse of that.
Right, like is more than what they need to do. But you say that to them and they do what they should be doing.
You know, the best cue to give an athlete is the one that works.
Right. Right. Like some coaches won't say jump when they coach the lifts.
Correct.
And like some coaches do.
Right.
You know?
Very good, Ben.
Right.
Very insightful.
Right. Do you actually jump? No.
Yeah.
You don't jump.
Well, I mean, if your feet move, they come off of the platform.
Everybody
and they
knows
land on
you
it.
don't jump. You lift. You know? But like, whatever the athlete needs, you say. You know?
Claire Mackey, her first attempt in the snatch.
She has.
It's very likely that Claire has lifted in all meets as well. At least
Very
four.
technically sound. She's still in high school, by the way.
Still in high school.
Yeah. Coached by my former coach, Paul Doherty, of Hasslef. And this is apparently the Hasslef show.
Somebody asked how Nicole Lim compares to the Chinese. I believe that Nicole Lim is actually half Chinese.
Well, there you go.
So that's the answer to that
So
comment.
she compares to half of herself. You're welcome, Jeff.
Oh, that was Brandon.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Jeff.
Sorry, Brandon. Oh! Two reds. 74. Two reds.
74
due
kilos.
to elbow press.
Now, Megan Seegert is, this year, she's beginning her sophomore year in college, I believe.
Where is she going to school at?
San Francisco, I believe. San Francisco State?
Oh, wow. Still just a young pup. Just started lifting a few years ago.
Yes, when the girls are done snatching, the men will clean and jerk. This session, it's a male-female split here for snatch, then clean and jerk. So as soon as the females are done snatching, the men will then clean and jerk. That is correct. And then the women will clean and jerk.
Jeff says she has better tits than the Chinese. What is wrong with you, Jeff?
Nobody knows what that means.
Get out of here, Jeff. Come on. I mean, come on, dude.
I know, they
like,
can read it right there.
Yeah.
What is actually in that? Again, well, I'm not even going to get into it.
Like magic.
I think it's like Pulp Fiction, where it doesn't
Right.
matter what's
Right.
It's the purpose of, it's the unknown, the great unknown.
It is. It's just like.
Pulp Fiction, they never
It's-
tell you what's in the because
No,
at the
no.
end of the day, it doesn't matter.
It's the end. It's the end. Is what's in there. You know. Who's doing this? Hasslef. All right, so like Hasslef has a long history of bringing up high school kids to like national, international levels. You know,
Yeah,
as evidenced by the last men's session.
right. Ian Wilson, D'Angelo Osorio.
Yeah, all high school kids when the hassle-free coaches, Kevin and Paul, got in contact with them. Yeah.
Once again, guys, let's talk about how amazing it is that Caffeine and Kilos is putting together a CrossFit and weightlifting.
Commentators are... okay, all right. Whatever.
Weightlifters in the country together to come and lift on such a big platform. So give it up for Danny and Dean sitting over here at the booth.
Got him. Megan Seegert.
He's timed out for 30 seconds. Fantastic.
That is a massive lift.
That is hard to do.
How, like, what weight classes she could even compete in?
48?
48.
About 76 kilos?
That is a massive snatch.
That's a big lift.
Born in 2004. I was a junior in high school during that time. Claire Mackey is a very talented athlete. Still in high school. Very technically sound.
Oh, got Coach in the background fired up with banging on the wood back there, huh?
Coach Paul Doherty gets after it with
hitting
the
the
coaching.
planks. Paul Doherty hitting the planks.
The Dohertys, their celebrations are epic.
You know what's fantastic is at the Nationals, I believe it was 2014 National Championships. It was at the same time as the Arnold.
Yeah.
Was that 2014?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. That doesn't matter. Anyway, point is, what? It was 2012 because it was Olympic year. That's why it was early. Because of the Olympic trials. So 2012
Right.
National Championships, we were at the Arnold. There was a three-way tie for the winner at 94 kilos between Ian Wilson, who's lifting here, John North, and Phil Sabatini.
I remember
And
that.
Phil took the lead in the clean and jerk, and then Ian went out there and tied him. No, sorry. John North took first.
Keep going.
Then Phil Sabatini came out, had a higher clean and jerk to tie the total, but was then winning on body weight.
Right.
He weighed less.
Right.
Ian Wilson then comes out, hits a monster clean and jerk, PR, I believe, competition PR for sure, to tie them both in total and win on body weight.
Yeah.
So John North went from first to second to third. All three gentlemen had the exact same total, but Ian won on body weight. Point of that story is, in the background, you see Paul and Kevin Doherty, the Doherty brothers, about 4 feet in the air, hugging one another.
Yeah.
It's like it's the best video
I
ever,
don't
the
know,
best picture
like,
ever. Those guys jumping in the
They
background,
were meant to
celebrating.
be. Yes.
And that was Ian's first big win, national
Yeah.
win. That's the first time he's national champion.
The Doherty brothers are meant to be coaches, all right? Like, their athletic abilities are meant for jumping in the background of weightlifting photos.
They're built to jump
They're built to jump.
and to hug one another.
Yeah, specifically for weightlifting photos.
If one of them lifts the other, normally it's Paul lifting Kevin.
Yeah.
But that's
yeah,
based on their stature.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like,
Do you know which one's who's older? Is Kevin older?
I think Kevin's older. Kevin's older, and Kevin's a twin.
Kevin's a twin.
Did you know that?
Where's the third Doherty hiding?
So there's 4. There's an older one, then there's 2 Kevins. We're gonna call them 2 Kevins, and then there's Paul.
Ah.
Yeah.
So there's another one.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, there's 4.
Someone said who won the snatch for men? Yeah, Wes and Ian tied at 170 kilos.
Either Either way, that's so huge, dude.
Yeah, so Wes technically won because he lifted first. That is true.
Right. Wow.
So that's
the
a new rule.
rules.
It
Yeah,
used to
yeah,
be
yeah,
if you
yeah.
tied, it would go on body weight who weighs less. Now
Right.
it's who made the lift first, which, I mean, really, I guess you could say makes more sense. I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard. Guys tie. How do you decide who wins? The body weight thing's weird because there's no skill or anything involved with that.
Right.
I understand who made it first because it's a little more ballsy to make that attempt first.
There is definite. It changes the game a little bit, you know.
And the question is, how much did D'Angelo snatch? He did snatch 165.
Either way, that's a huge snatch.
It's a huge snatch. And yeah, feel like you had a lot more in him. You know, that's possible.
Yeah.
And that's where it's tough because you gotta. The goal is to make lifts ultimately.
And
right?
you don't know who's training through this meet and who is peaking for this meet. You don't. I mean, like, who's healthy right now, who's not. You know.
And also, how do you feel today?
Right.
You know, what you did in training a week ago really means nothing today. Meets are a whole different thing.
Right.
Yeah, if the camera quality is a little sketchy at times, apologize for that. It is going over Wi-Fi, so we're doing the best we can. Also, just so you know, we just got this live feed together a few days ago. We were not planning on live streaming it. We had a few requests, and so we did what we could to make it happen. So again, if the quality is not top-notch, apologize for that. We're just kind of trying to get this out there for you guys.
Whatever.
Let's go, Julia.
Julia Yun here. First one looked like she landed on her toes quite a bit. This one just looped her right behind.
Was that her second?
That was second.
Oh, this girl. She is a high-level junior athlete at this point, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
She also just lifted last weekend, I think, 2 weeks ago, perhaps. She has competed within the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Come on, Athena.
Freddie Miles has a fantastic junior program at his gym.
Miles ahead weightlifting.
Yes.
Good job, Athena.
Smoke show.
Very good. Very good.
Silent Mike wants to know when they lay down and do leg press with arms. That is the third lift.
Leg press with
Yeah,
arms.
so first you snatch, then you clean and jerk, then you leg press with arms. Mike's from the powerlifting world. He doesn't really understand the ins and outs of the sport here.
So to break it down for you powerlifting folks watching, this is sort of like a bench press, but with your whole body. I don't know. That's it.
So what weight class is this? It varies. Again, these lifters are from different weight classes.
This is like a bench press.
Caitlin
Wow.
Jarrett. That looked like a warm up.
Yeah, that was solid. Who does she lift for?
Caitlin Jarrett? I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I don't have that in front of us. I'm not
Okay.
sure. For herself,
A 90-kilo lifter.
90-kilo lifter. Relatively new weight class.
Right, right. Hey, Cantrell is legit. Hey, he's cool, man. I like him.
I concur.
Good kid. I like her routine.
She gets fired up.
I like that. I like it when lifters
You
get
like getting fired up.
I do.
I like getting fired up. Oh, do you do the heel click as well?
I'll do that.
I'll add it in.
I'll do some spirit fingers.
Whoa! Fired up!
Athena is obviously
Fired
happy with
it
that
up.
lift. I'd be interested to know if that's a PR for her.
It's a big lift. And she's excited about it.
Yeah, that's huge. I like her setup ritual.
Yeah.
Stomp on the platform.
Little 1-2 stomp stomp.
Spirit fingers.
Spare fingers. There's the heel click.
Heel click.
It's so common. Everybody has a routine. It's funny. It's just and they're all different.
Yeah. If you've been lifting weights for a while, you have your own little ticks.
You know what happens? You don't even know.
No.
It just one day you're doing this thing.
Yeah. And then you can't lift without it.
No.
Really. Do it.
Oh, Caitlin Jarrett. Nice lift. 88. Going on.
Getting towards 200 pounds for a snatch. Huge. How many girls do you know that can snatch 200 pounds?
Well, I know quite a few of the females lifting here.
Okay, well, never mind.
Well, we'll find out if she
Right,
makes this.
Right. I've only coached one girl to 200-pound snatch.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. It's special to get to that mark.
Absolutely.
Really, yeah.
especially interesting being such a young athlete as well.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Here we
Do it.
go.
Do it.
Let's get it going.
Big yell. Like a Valkyrie.
Primal.
Primal. Valhalla.
Holy smokes. Oh my. Oh!
Yeah.
Now we're making noise.
Here we go.
Now we are
Here
making
we go
noises.
with-
there it
oh.
is. Oh man. Fired up. Fired up.
That is huge.
Tell you what, I'm fired up.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Did you hear that?
I mean, I can't hear anymore because of that.
It's the only thing I'm gonna hear the rest of the night. Unofficial American record.
Wow.
PWA record, the Pacific Weightlifting
yeah.
Association.
That is huge.
It's a very popular association. One thing about living in California, especially Northern California where we are, Sacramento area, between San Francisco and the Bay Area, there's a weightlifting meet just about every weekend. I'd say there's at least 2 a month.
Right.
All right, so there's probably between 25 and 30 meets a year within a 2-hour drive of where we are.
Yeah.
And so that's a lot of benefits. A lot of these kids who are in high school start lifting young and get lots of experience.
When you grow up and when you're a kid in NorCal and you start lifting weights, like the community is huge, you know. And I've known Athena since she was just literally a child, snatching like 40 kilos, you know. So to see her today and this girl
Kuinini.
snatching like 200 pounds, like that is massive, you know. And like
Kuinini Manamua. Is that how you say that, Ben?
why are you asking me?
I just thought it'd be fun to hear you
Yeah.
try and say it. 'Cause I worked through it. I thought maybe you could find
Kuinini
Manamua.
Manamua.
There you go. He's got it
Yeah.
rolls off the tongue. Caitlin Jarrett here. Athena in the USA singlet with that big snatch and the yell afterwards is just 16 years old.
Oh my God. 16 years old. That is huge. That really goes back to Freddie Miles' youth program.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who does Claire Mackey lift for? Is she with Freddie Miles as well?
No, she lives for Paul Doherty.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
The pounding the planks when he hit the planks in excitement.
Yep. Paul and Kevin have a history of bringing up young athletes because they are both high school coaches.
High school teachers.
Yeah, teachers. So
Kevin teaches French.
no, he doesn't really.
He does.
Wow.
Yeah. French and PE.
Well, I mean, their mom is French.
Oh, really?
Their mom is French.
That's probably why he married a Canadian.
Yeah. Their mom is French. The dad is Irish. The parents met in Africa.
Really?
Yeah.
This is a great story you're making up.
No, it's true. I think that they got married in Africa. Not lying. Not lying.
Fantastic. Now you know.
Very intense people. Meant to be coaches. Wow. Is that good?
That's
Oh.
Kuinini Manamura there. She's actually a youth world medalist.
Which is pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
So when you talk about like world records, even American records, I have been a world champion in nothing.
I have never been good at anything my entire life, so.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So
100.
Kuinini is going for 100 kilos. She's also 16 years old.
Oh my God.
And at Youth Worlds in April, she snatched 93. So there's, this is definitely a makeable lift for her.
If you can't clean jerk 100 kilos, go ahead and jump off a cliff right now.
We do not.
But don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Not affiliated with Caffeine and Kilos in any way.
I believe she's a student at Abe Lincoln High School in San Francisco under Kevin Doherty. House Free Barbell.
Probably learn how to clean and jerk in Kevin's PE class, honestly.
So Kevin Doherty, interesting about the parents, one being French, one being Irish.
Yeah.
And then Kevin married a Canadian national champion.
Yeah.
Canadian national weightlifting champion.
Yeah.
And Carrie Yessie, now Yessie Doherty.
Yeah. Yeah. The most interesting family that I've ever met in my entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go, getting fired up.
To the last snatch for this, and then we'll
take a break and then on to the men's clean jerk.
Oh, no! She walks it out. There it is. Under control. Fired up.
Jumping in the
celebration.
There it is. I don't know if you saw off the side that Doherty jump, but that is exactly
The
what
classic
I'm talking about.
Kevin Doherty celebration.
He tucks the heels under
Massive.
his butt.
How does Kevin get so much airtime?
He tucks his feet. It's not that he jumps so high, it's that he pulls his heels right up under the hamstrings.
Kevin literally has no fast twitch muscle fibers in his entire body.
But the celebratory jump technique is out of this world.
He somehow powers up when his lifters make a gigantic lift.
That just shows you how fired up. I mean, we're looking at a photo here from Nat from Hook Grip is here, and you can see his feet are at the height, actually, of his brother's waist.
Based on the screenshot that we're looking at, Kevin Doherty could probably play professional basketball.
Well, it's not the overall height that's so impressive, it's the space under his feet. I bet his max height box jump is incredible, despite his poor vertical.
Despite everything, really.
All right, so on that, we're now going to take a break. When we come back from the break, the men will clean and jerk, followed by the women. You're watching the Caffeine and Kilos Invitational 2017. 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, we will begin the men's clean and jerk.
All right, Jada Washington is on the clock. 1 minute, 165 kilo clean and jerk. Bye, Jenny Lamb.
Come on, Jane.
Young kid.
All right, Leon, you better hurry up in that shower, man, because things are happening here.
Hey, jabroni, you better get out of that shower real quick.
Come on, Jane.
Oh, good clean.
Fantastic.
Strong.
You know my favorite thing about that jerk is
What?
that he made it. That's the most important thing.
I mean, the jerk is the one. That's what decides the meat, right?
Yeah, that's what they say.
You build up your total with the snatch, and then you go for it with the clean and jerk.
They snatch what you can, clean and jerk what you must.
Right. And like, hey,
Which really means jerk what you must, because if you only clean and miss a jerk, that
Right.
counts for absolutely nothing.
a high level lifter will not miss a clean, right? Like
Correct.
he'll miss a jerk.
Right down the booth. Kristen's got pretty much everything packed up. She's gonna probably go to CK and drop everything off. Yeah. And bring them with them and unload everything.
Yeah.
Now's a good time.
Strength. Should be good lift. Good clean.
Well, we have all of our equipment here, so.
Great technique on the jerk.
I think that's all like being segregated. Part of crowd. Yeah. But no, I think it's being taken care of.
David McKellar, he actually changed his technique a couple years ago
On the jerk?
on weightlifting. So he started lifting a couple years ago, and then it was in 2015, Olympic champion Alexei Tarakti and his coach Sergey Putsov came out and stayed at Cal Strength for a couple weeks. And they came out, they watched everybody lift, and they kind of gave some advice. And David was one guy they really kind of took under their wing. He was still young, he was still still pretty new.
Right.
And so they said, hey, well, at this point, you're just kind of learning anyway. It'd be a great guy to kind of really mold the way they want. And Coach Dave Spitz from Cal Strength has very similar ideology and methodology in coaching.
Right.
But David, again, really took to them and took to their technique. And so when you watch him lift, he has a very, they're Ukrainian. He has that very kind of Ukrainian style where it's just very vertical. Not a lot of backwards lean.
I see that.
He stays over. He does a very good job staying over the bar in the snatch and on the clean as well.
Right.
And that's if you ask again Alexei, the Olympic champion, or his coach, say, how long should you stay over the bar, and they say always. And when you say something twice, that's how you know you mean business.
Always.
Always. Actually, I said, man, actually, having kind of sketchy English is beneficial because there's no
Right.
mixing words
There's,
here.
no. If you say always twice, you mean it.
Yeah. Now, what does he mean by always? Pretty clear.
Always.
170 kilos here for Rob Blackwell.
Hip clean. Good jerk.
Back to the split jerk.
Right.
Rob sometimes does power jerk a little bit. Back split jerk. Also wearing a belt.
Also wearing a belt. So you have insight into this. Why did he go back and forth between the power and the split jerk?
Well, so
I have opinions on this myself, but
why do people in general, or why does Rob?
Rob in particular.
Okay. Well, let's watch Jordan.
Let's check this out. He's gonna stake this BTW. No question.
Called it.
No question.
So why does he go between the two? At one point, there was a back. He tweaked his back, a little back injury.
Right.
And so with the split, it's a little more jarring.
Okay.
With the power jerk, you can kind of, you can be a little smoother with
Right,
it.
right.
So when he power jerks, actually, he doesn't move his feet very much. And so it allows him to kind of still jerk. It's not the weight so much, it's the jarring and that type of thing.
Okay.
So he could power jerk and it wouldn't hurt, whereas a split he just wasn't as confident in.
That is completely different from what I would say from an outsider's perspective. That's interesting to me.
It doesn't seem like it would make sense, but it's the pounding and the jarring of the thing.
Right.
So anyway, so then here's the thing: is he actually, and at that time he had power jerked as much as he had split. So it's kind of like, why not roll with it for a while, see what happens. Now he's back to split.
Good jerk. Good jerk.
Jaden Washington. Jaden and I used to share a barbell at California Strength from time to time, which always was great for me and my confidence when I would out clean and jerk him by about 20 to 25 kilos.
Right.
Those days are behind me.
Right. They catch up pretty quick, huh?
Yeah, because I mean that 170 kilos right there, that's about it.
The younger generation is very impressive to me. You know, it's completely different than a few years ago.
Yeah.
If you're like, if you're a dude lifting weights in America and you clean and jerk 170, 180 kilos, like it was a big deal. You know.
Yeah.
And now it's like you should be doing that. You know, like that is to be expected if you're a high level weightlifter. You know. But going back to Rob, what I was gonna say. I felt like he's just a
Leon
guy.
Curley's out of the shower, so we're in the clear there.
Oh, okay, good. Good job.
171. Oh, just behind. Looks like he could have kind of stabbed that front foot, maybe stepped out front a little more, would have got under that bar.
His dip is very aggressive on the jerk, no?
Yeah. Aggressive dip.
I like that. Rare when I see other people do it, though. Very short and choppy, I think.
Just fantastic.
I mean, come on. $172. 170 plus is big for a clean and jerk in American weightlifting. I mean, I know a guy just snatched that at this meet, but 170 plus is huge.
Absolutely. Well, I've always said, if you clean and jerk 175, I mean, you're a man. That's really all that anyone's expected to do.
For me, 175 has always been the decent mark. You got 3 reds and a collar on your bar, you're decent, you know?
I say that's just that's all you need to just certify
to feel like
you're a man.
For me to call myself like a lifter, like
that's most I've ever done.
Yeah, you're right. Also, if that's the most you've ever done, that's okay. You know.
Well, that's why it's the benchmark.
Right. That is the benchmark.
That's why it's the benchmark. Speaking of 175, here it is.
Is this a PR for him?
No, he's done this in training, I believe, but I think this might be about it, though. maybe this may be a training PR, so this would be a competition PR.
Right. 175 is huge for 85. I think he could do it. Go. Good, clean. Solid jerk.
Look at that. Woo! We got a fist pump.
One thing I'm noticing, very good footwork on the jerk from the Cal Strength team. Yeah?
Yeah, Jaden Washington, great footwork on the jerk.
Yeah.
David McKellar, great footwork on the jerk.
Very good footwork on the jerk.
Did you see that fist pump?
I saw that. Very good footwork on the fist pump.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a downward angle and
Right.
then brought the
Right,
elbow
right.
back hard.
Well,
It's like starting a lawnmower.
right. But really, though,
The footwork on the jerk is fantastic.
is there a secret behind the Cal Strength jerk? Like, why are all their jerks so good?
Man, I don't know. I guess you'd have to say that'd be coaching.
Okay. Dave Spitz.
Dave Spitz.
Yeah.
One thing that he really stresses, a lot of times people talk about the jerk landing both feet at the same time.
Right.
Hear Dave a lot talk about, heard him say, anchor and drive.
Anchor and drive.
So the back foot should actually land just prior to the front.
Okay.
Just barely.
Anchor and drive.
And that's the belief there. Is that back foot, and that drives the front foot in front of the bar.
Is that a cue that you would give a lifter before a lift?
Only if they have the problem of not doing that
Right.
and they know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Okay. All right.
If I had never told them that before, absolutely not.
Okay.
Someone had a question. They said, "What are your thoughts on Rob Blackwell's no feet cleans?" Well, first of all, cleared something up. He definitely has feet.
He has feet.
If he didn't have feet, very unstable.
Right.
So, but however, he does not move them in the clean.
Right.
So, your thoughts on that?
He has his feet in his landing position already for.
He pulls
Right. He pulls with
from
his
the
feet
catching position.
in his catch position, so he doesn't have to move them out. You know.
Right.
He has to move his heels up and back down. You know. It would
You
be
think
more.
that's good, bad?
It would be more of a problem if he was not sturdy at the catch position for his lifts.
If his heels were close together.
Right.
Jaden Washington here. 176. 176 kilos
Big
for a young
clean.
man.
Look at that.
Go, Jane, come on. Come on, Jane. Whoa. Holy God. Oh! 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. He ghost ride that thing.
Wow.
Ghost ride the bar. He is from the Bay Area. That's why he likes to ghost ride
He
it.
ghost rides the whip.
The whip and the bar. The bar.
And the bar
whip.
And the bar. The bar whip.
Whip.
The hard age.
The hard age.
The hard age.
Yeah.
The bar whip.
The bar
Yeah,
whip.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic lift. Again, the jerk.
The jerk,
Steps
the
in front of
jerk,
the
the
bar.
jerk.
He goes, seems like long arms. McKellar also, but
That-
just really sticks it behind. I believe also the soft back knee is something they always stress. And these two guys, another thing, talk about David McKellar. And
Meaning back knee bent.
back
yes.
knee bent.
Yeah.
Yeah, did I say
Absolutely.
straight?
Absolutely.
Bent, yeah. So David McKellar and Jaden Washington also both started as young men and learned how to lift at
Right.
a facility
Right.
that taught them the correct way.
Right.
So a lot of times when people talk about American weightlifting and some of the issues, it's because a lot of these people, myself included, started at an older age. You start in your 20s and you already have some strength there.
Right.
So you're strong and then you're trying to learn technique. And
Right.
whereas these two individuals, Dave McKellar and Jaden Washington, as well as Ian Wilson,
Right.
as well as
Right.
Donavan Ford, as well as D'Angelo Osorio, they all learned the lifts before their strength came in.
Good clean. Can he stick it?
He can. And recover.
Good comeback. Glad to see him make the lift today.
So that's something that I've actually heard people talk about a lot with
right,
younger
right.
lifters. In fact, there's in Canada's best male lifter right now, Brody Savanti. So his father, Dallas, all of his kids lift, and they're all doing very well. And he talks about that. Actually, he was a national champ. His brothers, they had an uncle in the Olympics, whole thing. He talks about how it's important to teach them young, and then as they go through puberty and as their strength comes in, their technique is already ingrained.
Right. Good clean. Right, like the technique takes some time. Like for me personally, I have the best technique now, but I'm no longer a good athlete. You know, like, and that's like the main thing. Like if you teach a technique early on, like hit them when they're about to hit puberty. You know,
teach technique early, or even like these guys were, or at least McKellar was past puberty when he learned to lift, but he wasn't that strong yet, right? So you teach technique, and then you max out your current strength level at that technique. Then as your strength increases, the technique's ingrained and it stays good. Whereas someone who is way stronger than their technique is, you can get away with a lot of errors.
Right. What would you rather have? A new lifter coming into your gym, someone who's very strong but is very hard to teach the technique, or someone who's technical but is
technique.
Technique
Every time. I'd rather have someone who can make minor adjustments and can learn to lift well. Because you can, if someone's a good athlete and they can move well, you can teach them how to lift, and then strength will happen as they grow and get stronger. As they squat more.
Good clean.
Oh, Timothy. Well, it says he's on the pull and pray program for technique. So I think just pulls the bar as hard as he can, and then just dives into the hole.
I would imagine he just pulls that shit up, dives down, the bar crashes right on top of him. His little Timothy clavicle, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is. I've heard for a while, Cal Strength had a lot of lifters' bar kind of crash on the clean, and the coach said that's Cal Strength method. You pull, and then you dive to the bottom and wait to get ready to fight the bar.
Fight the bar.
Jake Kudins. 180 kilo clean and jerk.
Good for him. Is that his opening attempt?
Well, one of the better jerks I've ever seen him do.
Good for him.
Very strong pull, very strong clean.
Still a young kid too, yeah?
Kudins? He's in his early 20s. He's in his 20s.
That's young to me.
Mid-20s. I hear that. You just said it, that's why. How old are you, Ben?
30.
33. Nat, how old are you? Nat from Hook Grip's 35 years old. He wins. Barely winning.
I didn't think I was old until I saw a video of myself from today, 4 years ago, where I hang snatched 120 for like a set of 5, and then like, now I can barely do that one time.
Barely do it for a set of 1.
Right. Good clean.
Jordan Cantrell.
I wish he would step out in front of that jerk a little bit more.
Seems like he's kind of stabbing that front foot a little bit. It'd be nice to get out in front of the bar.
Yeah. You're really looking for a 90-degree angle on that front shin. He has it. It's just a little bit short.
Yeah, no, exactly. And so I agree. Same thing I've heard said. You want to make sure the ankle is in advance of the knee or directly under. So maybe even in front of it. 90-degree angle, or maybe even just slightly bigger. Because
it looks like he has a 90-degree angle on the shin. It's just like it still looks short in front of him.
Well, I think a lot of his weight is on that front foot.
I see. What should the weight distribution be like? Should be 60-40.
Yeah, 50-50, 60-40. If you tell someone 50-50, I think you're going to end up where you want to be. If you tell them 60-40, then they're going to think it's okay to load that front leg, which they're probably already doing.
It looks very... He needs to get that front foot out more, in my opinion.
Yeah, the body should be centered between the front and back foot.
I agree.
It seems like he's really loading that front leg.
I agree. Big clean. Very fast underneath that.
Whoa. Oh. Is
this a 12-kilo jump for Rob? I think that
In the snatch, he went 11-kilo jump.
I mean, like, how much do you jump between attempts? Like 5 kilos?
Well, yeah, about. Depends.
12 kilos is a big jump.
At bigger meets, usually make bigger jumps because we'll open lighter to guarantee a total for team points.
Right. Obviously, big clean. Good for him.
Great jerk, 182. When that split jerk is on, it looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the jumps and weights, yeah, usually about 5 kilos or so. Sometimes they're getting towards the upper limits, more like 4, something like that, you know? Early on, between first and second attempt, sometimes it'll be more like maybe 5 to 7, depending.
I could be wrong, but I think that was a 12-kilo jump.
I think you're right.
I could be wrong.
I think you're right. I do know that Rob takes big jumps in training as well.
Kevin Doherty.
In the background,
look at him
on the
go.
live stream, working his technique out. Maradona hitting the smelling salts before hitting the platform. That is what I'm talking about.
That's my
Love-
jam right there.
Love me some smelling salts.
To get out of bed every morning. Smelling salts and creatine to the dome.
That's right. You know, if you're a writer, it'd be like coffee and cigarettes.
Right.
You know, but as a weightlifter,
Smelling
it's
salts,
coffee, smelling
creatine.
salts, and creatine.
Wow. Reset. No problem, this jerk.
There it is. Such a strong young man. Those braids in the hair are new.
Hey, can you text Nitro guy and tell him to come pick up this?
Very nonchalant for this opening attempt.
I'm just going to tighten this belt up right here with my feet
Right.
under the bar.
Right. Just a little 190 kilo. Easy.
Look at that jerk.
Snap on that jerk.
Snappy.
Very
Donovan's always had a fantastic jerk, especially talk about long arms.
Yeah. Good jerk. Good luck out for such long arms, just like you said. Do you teach a faster jerk, or do you teach a longer, more controlled dip?
Dip. Slower dip and control, and then drive.
Right.
The jerk more controlled because what happens a lot, especially with younger athletes, they get
Right.
overzealous and they lose contact with the bar if they try and dip too fast.
Right.
So I like a little more of a controlled dip and then drive it out.
Right.
Dip drive.
I run
Dip
into the same problem.
And I have that problem myself, to be honest.
Right.
Oh!
Do you think he rushed that jerk a little bit?
It looks like looks like he almost went down there. I don't know if he kind of caught that against his.
Do you think he had to make the decision really quickly?
I think he was coming up, and I think he was lightheaded, and he said,
Right.
"Well, I guess now's the time."
When you're at that point, you either have to go or you drop it.
Well, if you drop it, you do a little fake dip drive,
Right.
pop it off your shoulders 2-3 inches,
Right.
and then drop it in front of yourself and look disappointed like you made the actual attempt.
Right.
You never just drop the bar.
You never just drop it.
Yeah, fake it. Jake does not mess around. He gets that barbell.
No.
Lots of attempts at 190. 85.
All right.
Another good lift. 3 whites. Wes has not taken his first attempt. Either has D'Angelo Osorio or Ian Wilson. I would guess all 3 of those gentlemen go around between 195 and 200.
Yeah. What do you think Rob's going to take next?
Let's see here. He went 70 to 85.
82, I think.
70 to 82.
Yeah.
Well, so I'd say 94, obviously.
That would be a huge clean jerk for him. I don't know what he's been doing lately, but that would be a big lift.
Not bad, I don't think. Close to it. I think I've seen 190 out of him.
Really?
I don't know. I'm kind of making that up.
Okay.
But he's been in the 80s, over 85 regularly.
Right.
You know.
Oh! More than enough strength on that. What happened there?
It's like he caught him, crashed on him,
Yeah.
and pulled his board.
Right.
As it crashed on his shoulders, just pulled him forward to his toes.
190.
190.
This would be huge, I think.
This would be big. More than I've done.
I would like him to make this lift.
Let's go, Rob! Go, Rob!
He's got the jerk. Yes!
Robert Blackwell. 190 kilos.
Is a huge lift.
That's a big lift. That's a PR. His lady friend ran over and gave him a hug.
Yeah, that's a huge
And
lift.
he is on the ground. But he's okay. He may just be confused. He's not sure how he made it.
He's like, I front squat 191, so.
Yeah, PR, not often you PR your front squat and your clean and jerk all at once. Very efficient.
No joke, though, Rob is very efficient in the clean.
He is very efficient.
Very efficient. Because he does not have strong legs.
Dylan Cooper is up next, 192 kilos. I see Coach over there is shaking up the nose torque.
The salt.
Getting ready to
Get
fire
it going.
him up.
Get it going.
Actually, I was surprised Coach Spitz did not take a little whiff himself. Oftentimes you see that. Coach gives a little, one for you, one for me.
I would do that. Perhaps he's so fired up he doesn't need some salts.
That's unlikely. Have you ever met anybody who doesn't need some salt? Come on, let's go! Hey!
In my opinion, if he took a little bit more time between the clean and the jerk.
Right.
if
Someone
he-
on the live feed here said that he always, like Phantom, you
Right.
guys can't see him, said Dylan claims that he always takes his clean and jerk under one breath. That may be true. This example would have been beneficial forward breathe again, because I noticed coming up from the clean, some air came out.
Right.
Lost a little air.
You can take a rebreath, especially if you
Yeah.
re-rack your
Oh, yeah.
jerk position coming out of the clean. You can take a new breath.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not gonna deny that you can do clean and jerk in one breath. You
No.
can do it.
No. People do it all the time. It's called
Right.
CrossFit.
Right. Right. I would just like him to set himself just a half second more.
Going fast or doing it under one breath is fine as long as
Right.
you're set and ready to go.
Right.
But if you're not set and ready, you're better
Right.
off just getting set.
Right.
Oh! D'Angelo Osorio, 195.
I think Steve is good for a lot more.
Oh, yeah, he can Clark way more than that.
He needs just a little bit more time underneath his belt, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. He's still very new to the sport.
He's still a relatively new lifter. He's a big dude. He's very strong. But like everybody else, he needs time underneath the barbell.
Gotta get time on the bar.
Come on, D.
That was a 3 kilo PR for Rob, is what Joe says.
Thank you for the info.
A-A-R-O-N.
Aaron?
Aaron. All right, D'Angelo Osorio is 195 kilos. Tribal tat. Looks like a fresh haircut as well.
Oh, man, he's got the fade going. High and tight. Snap
come on.
on that jerk.
Great lift there. Now, D'Angelo, you'll see really pronounced. As the weight gets heavier, his catch in that jerk will be lower and lower.
If you don't
Kinda
like
high
that,
catch there.
you don't like USA weightlifting, okay?
That high and tight haircut, that goes well with the OD green.
Right.
Singlet.
The high and tight, the OD green?
Military specs. He is within regulation.
Right.
That's a regulation
right,
haircut.
Right. He would pass.
He would pass. Straight to it. Jake Poon is not messing around.
A lot of brute strength on that clean.
Just a lot of Jake out there after the move from a 105 up to a heavy. A lot
Lot of dude.
A lot of man.
What's he weighing in at right now? He looks a little.
I don't know. I was gonna ask him that earlier, and then I was negligent. And I didn't.
Right.
So Jake Pudens used to fight MMA, and he actually moved to Thailand to improve his Muay Thai fighting one point. When he was in college, he went for the summer or something like that.
So he could probably knee me in the face if I asked him how much he weighed.
He has a couple pro fights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I'll be sure to not ask him that then.
He also knows that he's gone up in weight.
Okay.
You wouldn't be telling him something new.
Right. Captain America.
Here we go, West Kits.
Let's see that winning smile. Look at this guy. Posing for an ad.
That is 200 kilos.
Wow. Probably the most photogenic 200 kilos that has ever been lifted.
Someone asked about Donovan's clean and jerk. Yeah, he opened at 190, was it? But he's only taken one attempt. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So we have Donavan still has 2 attempts. Wes has 2 attempts. D'Angelo has 2 attempts. And Ian Wilson has all 3 attempts remaining.
The 105 showdown. Who do you guys think is going to take on the clean and jerks?
Let's hear it.
My vote is
Eric
still
said,
for
here
Ian.
we go, wet kiss. I'm sure it must have been clearly just a mistype, misspelling.
Right.
Hit the wrong key.
West kiss.
Wet kiss.
Wet kiss.
That's right. We have 205 loaded on the barbell, and looks like Ian Wilson is waiting, just waiting for it.
These guys are all fighting for the $1,000 cash prize.
Yeah, more than that.
More than that?
First place is $12.50.
No.
All top 5 males will all receive over $1,000.
Oh my God. I wish.
That's like your head through. That's how you should head through a jerk, huh?
That is some aggression on the list, no?
It looked aggressive.
Yeah. He's disrespecting that weight. That's a very like Ilya type lift, no?
That's I'd say so. Very aggressive.
Very aggressive.
The whole way.
Very aggressive.
Someone believes. Oh, let's shake it up. Donavan taking the clean and jerk. I'd say that's not the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Donavan. I mean, all three of those guys.
4.
Could pull ahead. Like, none of them are lacking in strength.
Come on, D.
It's just who's going to go in for the kills.
Someone said Ian wants that money. Let me tell you, Ian just wants to win.
They all that want that money. Weightlifters are poor. It's true. That's true.
Let me tell you this. None of them want to win because of that.
Come on.
Nice.
There it is right there. 205.
The OD green, the high and tight.
High and tight, military spec, regulation haircut, himself, tribal tat man.
Tribal tat. I mean, come on, man. Like, let's sign this guy up for like a 5'11" sponsorships.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What are the odds he got a pocket knife in the backpack?
He's looking tactical right now, you know?
He's looking tactical also.
Yeah. Like,
Tactical and taps.
he's probably got like a EDC, knife in his pocket.
Oh, there's no question. He's got the one that's got the little little clip on it.
Yeah,
You can slice through the seatbelt in case you're trapped underwater.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
You call that a sheep's foot knife.
Is that what you call
That's
that?
what you call a sheep's
Is
foot.
that really what you call that?
Yeah, it's sheep's foot because it's blunt at the edge. So you don't stab the person you're trying to save.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I am also the least tactical person that you've ever met in your entire life. But I also do know
that's
that.
not true because you know the sheep's foot. I always like that. You're getting someone's car, and they've got like the pocket knife in the center console, and you start looking at it, and you go, oh, it's got the little sheep's foot for them to go through and then it's also got a little point on the end, so like if they need to break through the window.
Right.
And I'm just thinking like, what is this guy, Batman or something? Like,
Just in case,
But then I realized that there's no way, because if he was Batman, he wouldn't leave this out for me to find and discover him.
No.
Batman would be a little more sly about
It's a decoy.
Unless he knows that you would think that, and then you realize there's no way that he's
His
Batman.
real blade is on his side that you cannot see. Look at Wes, though. Look at him getting hyped up is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Slip 207.
So photogenic.
Someone wants to know what thoughts on Osorio's butt.
All right, so it's big.
Sean said solid butt.
It's a solid butt.
Well, I cannot confirm nor deny how solid it is. I haven't touched it.
I mean, it has definitely grown over the years. All right,
It's a good butt.
Some guys.
It's got good shape.
Do you think that he recruits more glutes during his pull?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Are you basing this on the rate of muscle growth between his
I'm
glutes
talking
and
about
his quads?
his ass has gotten huge in like 3 years.
He's working with good ass.
Yeah. And like I've been squatting since I was like 18 years old.
Same ass.
My butt is the same. You
Well,
know?
that's not going to last forever, though. Pretty soon it's going to start sagging.
Well, it will get lower, but it will not. The muscle mass will never grow in size.
So when you squat, do you not use
I
your glutes enough?
get a very good knee workout. I would be interested to see, like, if someone someday did a study, like, on hip height during the start of a clean pull.
Yeah.
You know?
All right,
like compared it to
I've
activation.
I've dead. We'll do our best here to make sure we announce what weight it is before they make the attempt.
Oh, who's complaining? Who?
I've dead. He just wants to know what weight it is.
Fine.
Coach Clarida has begrudgingly agreed.
Fine. Use your eyes.
Maybe it's shaky.
3 reds is 170 plus whatever they got on there, right? Just figure it out. Ian Wilson. Check out this pole.
212 kilos. Ian Wilson with 212 kilo clean and jerk. That was an impressive lift.
Ian has not been back for that long.
That is a PR lift for Ian Wilson. Rumor has it.
I mean, he's only been lifting again for the past few months, right? Like,
yeah, so he's coming off some injuries.
Right.
And he he just graduated from college recently, and rather than looking for a job, said, I'm going to give this weightlifting thing another go.
Right.
So he's been training kind of in silence, not really posting much about his training, just kind of doing it.
Right.
Shows up at the American Open qualifier series and put up an incredible total, made the world team.
Right.
And so now he's been kind of posting some lifts again. He's emerged from the cave.
I would vote for Ian for president in 10 years.
Well, I'd like to hear his policies first.
I agree.
But I've known him since he was 16. And
Right.
I like the chances there.
I feel like he wouldn't deport me, so.
No, that's positive.
Right.
Yeah, me either.
All right. West Kits, check out this hype up. I look personally very disgusting when I try to hype myself up. Check this out. Look at that photogenic smile. Here we go. Beautiful.
213 kilos. 213.
Oh.
Makes it clean. Now, can he make the jerk?
Oh!
Struggling with that jerk.
Did you see how fast he stood up with that clean, though?
I almost feel as though he hypes himself up too much. Like, he makes the clean, and then all the breathing, it's like he gassed himself out prior to the jerk.
Like he's burning through all his, focus, for the clean.
Well, it's also like I'm not sure he has a full breath of air. Or almost like he's hyperventilating a little bit.
Right. That clean, though, oh my God.
That is a smoke show clean.
Having personally front squatted 216, it takes me like 9 seconds, okay? Took him like 1 point.
Looking at that, looking at that, I'd say, he's good for a 240 clean.
All right. Come on, D. Let's take a look at D'Angelo's butt, though.
215.
Oh my God.
215 kilos. D'Angelo Osorio.
Huge.
Always tactical. D'Angelo Osorio.
OD green. Pocket knife in the belt.
High and tight haircut.
Come on, D.
All right, here's a jerk. Let's see it. Out front. Left it out front.
Things are getting interesting.
Left that jerk right out front.
Yeah.
And yeah, that is a juicy ass.
His butt is big.
Now someone asked about Donavan Ford. I think that he just, after his last clean and jerk, I think that he just called it.
Yeah.
Because he's sitting down, feet crossed, so I think he made that attempt, and then I don't know if maybe he felt something he didn't like, or maybe he just kind of hit the numbers that he planned on hitting here.
Yeah.
But he did not.
He's still coming back, no?
Yeah, he's still coming back as well. All right, We're going to have a very short break here, and then the women will clean and jerk.
So who won?
We don't. So yeah, Ian forgo his third attempt. Yeah, so we'll find out once we run the number to see who wins, because of body weight, we're not sure exact body weight either.
Wow.
But Ian did clean and jerk more than, should be Ian Wilson. Probably Ian, D'Angelo, and then Wes. But we don't know, maybe one of the lighter guys on body weight. We'll have to wait and
I
see.
called it, fool. Ian Wilson from the beginning.
All right, and we are back with the clean and jerks for the women. Megan Seegert up first. kilos.
88 kilos. Stuck the jerk.
Talk about smoke show. Come on. Go Claire Mackey. 89. Oh.
Interesting contrast between their two techniques in the clean.
Absolutely. Looked like a little bit of lateral movement there in the pool.
Yeah.
Really contouring her knees and legs.
Yeah. A lot more slow and controlled on Claire's clean.
Yeah, Sean, we're aware of the banner. It was back up, actually, and then it fell back down. The tape is not sticking very well, so sorry about that.
Yeah, man. We're not a couple of jabronis over here. We know if the banner's not sticking, okay?
We appreciate the help, though.
It's supposed to be like that. One up, one down.
New technique.
Come on. It's like one pant
It's like the
sleeve
pant
rolled
legs.
up.
It's like the pant sleeves. That's what pant legs.
Yeah. He did one. First one. Coach shaking up the salts over there.
Getting it going.
I'm about to go over and get some of that.
I wish they would bring it over here.
You know?
I'm fresh. We're fresh out of the nose torque. Let me tell you something. When you buy the bottle of nose torque, if you get in the mail, the whole envelope, you smell it before you even open it up, and then
it somehow pops when you get in the mail. You know?
Yeah, and then you open it up, and then it's like in a plastic bag, and you're like, how did it smell so? And then you open the bag, it's like a whole like your eyes sting.
Right.
And you haven't even, and then there's a seal inside the cap. Like, you just cannot contain a fresh bottle of
How
nose
did they
torque.
mail that? Like,
It's funny because you got the
dangerous.
seal,
Yeah.
and then it's in the bag, and then it's in the sealed envelope. It's just there's nothing you could do.
It's powerful.
Powerful.
Yeah. I like the caps myself. I'm a cap guy. Like there's a ritual that you go through. You snap the cap, you get your ammonia.
Oh, you get it going.
Yeah.
You're a cap snapper.
I'm a cap guy. Oh yeah.
The old boneyard. It's unlikely that banner kills the person on the deck, so no real concern there.
That jerk.
Nice jerk by Megan Seegert. Wow. At 91 kilos. So Brandon asked what happened to Donavan Ford. I think he just took his first attempt and then they just pulled him from the competition. I don't believe he's injured because nothing's really being iced down or anything like that. I think he just kind of, he's coming back from an injury, and a lot of times people are coming back, kind of your goal. I think he just kind of hit what he wants to hit. Maybe something didn't feel exactly how he would like it to, or maybe he just kind of got the lift he wanted to get in and locked in the top 5, locked that top 5, get some money, and then just kind of live to fight another day.
Right. At a certain point, like, your lifts take away something from your body, you know? And, like, if he didn't need to do anymore, he doesn't need to do anymore, you know? A little bit out front for that
92
jerk.
kilos. A little up front.
Yeah. A little bit straighter dip would be a little bit better.
Sean would like to take a second to profess his love for coffee. You know, coffee just makes life a lot easier and enjoyable. I agree with that. Ben, your thoughts?
Caffeine in general will make your life a lot better, will improve your quality of life.
I mean, studies show that.
I mean, it helps you poop in the morning,
Yeah.
you know? If you're hungover, caffeine will, like, carry you through the day.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. It is the #1 tested and proven ergogenic aid.
Yeah, absolutely. #1 drug in America.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Worldwide. Julie Yun with a 93-kilogram clean and jerk.
Another example of a short and choppy dip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ta-ta.
Yeah. I like the short and choppy dip, but, like, you gotta be able to control it, you know?
I like that is correct, Adam. The banner did fall even more. That is true. I love the ongoing commentary.
Why are you so concerned about the banner, dude? Like, come on, like, just chill. Like,
That's offensive.
it's a sign, dude. Like,
I think he's joking now. I just felt like, I think that's great. I appreciate that, Adam. It's funny. Megan Seegert.
very technically sound lifter. I love her clean.
Gymnastics background. I know she does not have a giant bow in her hair like she used to.
Does she? Oh yeah, she does do that.
Maybe that was part of her younger years.
Right.
She's a college girl now.
Oh. Very fast change of direction on that clean. Perhaps it got a little bit away from you. Perhaps it crashed on her a little bit.
Perhaps it crashed on a little bit. The question, how much is the cash prize? It is a little different for the men and the women because a lot of the men that invited out, 4 of them are on the world team. And so it's kind of, they were told that if they came out and totaled a big total, they'd get some money, but
Right.
the amounts are the same overall, the amounts. So anyway, it's approximately $5,000 per gender. 5,000 for the women, 5,000 for the men.
Wow. 10 years ago, there was no money for any lifter ever, you know? None money.
Ah,
you
none,
know?
none,
And now, like,
which is less than 0.
I mean, like, lifters can receive cash prizes. That is amazing to me.
Take it off? All right, man. done that?
What?
Little catch toe on the edge of the platform.
Oh yeah.
National meet, big meet.
Oh, yeah. I'll trip.
Dude, don't trip.
Hey, if you're tripping, you can't help it. You're tripping. The contrast and the pull.
Don't let me catch you slipping. 95 kilos out front again, but
Out
she's
front.
able to recover.
Out front again, short on the front foot again, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, it's not just your opinion; it's fact.
It's the pull though is interesting to me.
The
Seems like
contouring.
It works for her, but like I
Yeah.
would not teach it like that, you know?
Well, you think that if she got her knees out of the way a little more, she wouldn't have to go around them. You know who
Right.
actually pulls like that, though? As I was saying that, I realized Ilya does that.
Does he do that?
He
To
does.
to that degree,
Negotiates things. Well, I don't have a degree. I don't have a protractor out.
though. Well, I'm not a scientist, all right?
Top PE. Now I sell coffee. There you go.
Strong legs. Short jerk. Works for her.
Ooh, gets it back. There it is. Now the other banner is beginning to start sliding down there.
I mean, just pull them down. I mean, like, if they're concerned about it, like, you know, like, sometimes your signs come down, you know, like, but the important thing is right there, on the platform, you know?
Oh, I know it.
Yeah.
Preaching the choir, man.
Save the banner.
It's just ridiculous. Sean, I agree.
Hey, these are the best.
No, the
Loaders.
loaders. I would
loaders.
agree. They have not dropped a change plate yet. The loaders are crushing it.
When hassle-free helps run an event or runs an event, they're loaders.
Well, let me tell you this.
Kill it.
These loaders are experienced. In
Oh,
fact,
yeah.
Hassle-Free loaded some of the bars at the 2015 World Championships there in Houston.
Yeah.
So these are
That is
World
not a joke.
Championship loaders.
Yeah.
No, it's not. That's a fact.
That is a fact.
Fact.
Yeah.
I was there. I saw it.
These dudes load weights fast.
That's how you load a bar.
Woo!
Gotta let them know. Gotta let them know. By
Here's
the
your
way,
brownie, Charles.
oh, Coach Clarity, I got a shout out there. We got Uncle Charles is actually on the mic doing the announcing. It's 6:30. We've had 105 lifters compete today.
You guys have had quite a day.
It's been a lot going on.
Deadlift meet.
Deadlift meet. There's 60 competitors in a deadlift only meet. Couple guys deadlifted 770.
That is massive.
Moderately impressive. Oh! There we go. Able to walk that out. We got again with the Doherty
Kevin
leap.
Doherty
The
celebration.
Doherty leap.
The real winner of today is the Kevin Doherty celebration.
Absolutely. I'd like to know what kind of insoles he has.
Right.
Does he have special inserts to land from those things?
Somebody test that man.
Someone. I mean, he is pulling those heels right up into the
He
hamstring.
has some performance-enhancing jumping techniques.
I'll tell you what, the gastrocs may not be that strong, but the elasticity You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
Within the
yeah.
tendons
Yeah,
there.
yeah. That's all tendon strength.
Those Achilles are healthy.
That is all
Healthy
tendon strength,
Achilles.
yeah. No athleticism or muscle involved, just tendon strength for the Doherty crew.
I don't know if the Chinese national loading team got banned for a year. That's an interesting question. And
I
the
don't know, man.
And I don't know if I'd say the Chinese loaders do have better technique.
Nah, they lift like the Chinese do, you know?
Yeah,
like,
they
lift like they do.
They stand
you know?
next to the bar with their heels closer together in
Right.
stance, just like for snatch.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Oh hell yeah!
Good opener at 105. So now it's going to be 106.
And Paige brought us some pizza. By the way, I don't know if you guys just caught that. Loader just threw a change plate.
They've been throwing plates all day.
Clear across the platform. I'd like to see a one-handed catch.
107 is going to be the first attempt for Schrijver, who are the goal slackers. So 107.
Check out
Yes, the tape on the platform does make the 12 by 12 area.
the spear fingers.
The heel kick is what really gets me.
Very good.
Holy smoke!
Very good. So I'm part of like the whatever gets you going camp, you know? But if you had a lifter,
You're gonna start putting in the heel clip though.
I mean, I might. If you had a lifter,
Can't say I'm not going to.
if you had a lifter who had like an elaborate, you know, sort of ritual, right,
Something like that.
something like that, what would you do? Would you discourage or would you just let them do their thing?
Well, here's the deal. You gotta remember, I looked for California Strength. I shared a bar with Scott Hisaka,
Right.
and what his routine was, he would
yeah.
squat down and grab the barbell,
For
and
about
then
10
he
minutes.
would stay there
Yeah.
for a good 10, 11 minutes.
Right.
And then eventually he would get bored and
Right.
pull on it.
Right.
I discourage that,
Right.
just
That-
because, but outside of that, I'd say it's pretty much a go.
That's like the only reason why I could never share a bar with Scott because it just takes too long. And I like Scott. You know, there's
The
nothing
session just goes on.
it takes forever. I'm like something that could be accomplished in a half an hour takes like an hour and a half.
It takes forever
Yeah.
when he's in a hurry.
Ah.
It takes past forever
Ah.
when he's just kind of going through the motions.
Yeah.
No, she did not snatch 100. Miramura snatched 100 kilos. Right? Kuinini? The one who
Kuinini,
snatched
yeah,
100 kilos?
yeah.
Correct. No, Athena snatched 90. 16 years old.
16. When I was 16, I was playing Pokemon, man.
That was more. That's more than I could clean a jerk when I was 16, probably.
Right.
16 was. $110. 110 kilos.
Wow. How old is she? Like you have stats in front of you.
Athena?
Yeah. No,
16.
no, this one.
Caitlin?
Yeah.
Don't know. Who's in the lead going into clean and jerk? I would say based on, because there's the body weight formula, I'd say probably Athena is actually in the lead. Maybe Seegert, just because she's so small,
Right.
but
yeah.
mighty.
Right. Right. I don't know. We don't have calculators here.
Man, out front, but
Out
just
front,
recovering
out
from
front,
it.
yeah. And like for myself, like I'm a consistent short stepper. I will.
Oh,
like,
you're short. You're
I'm
one of those.
I'm a
huh?
short stepper.
You're
you know?
dirty,
Yeah,
dirty
yeah,
little
yeah.
short
I'm
stepper.
a dirty short stepper. You know, I'm a short stepping jabroni. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it seems to be working for some of these people.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to get your foot more out front. You know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's the twist.
Here we go.
The twist.
Wait for the,
The
fingers.
twist.
Wait for the fingers.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
there it is. Ready.
Just like casting a spell.
On the bar.
Yeah.
Strong, clean.
Good jerk.
111 kilos.
Wow.
Is that right?
If she does like the chin.
Oh, she wipes it off?
Like a chin wipe.
Get it off of there.
Then like magic fingers.
I feel like since we discussed the loaders, they're getting more fancy. Like that last throw, and then there's a one-handed catch that he actually, in the same motion, he caught the weight, swept it around, and will put it right onto the bar.
These guys are
No
obviously
misfire.
athletes.
Digging the banners in the background. You see me try and go out there and put it.
Hey Rob, could you get over there and fix those banners for us when you get a chance?
I tried already.
Coach British Rob over here tried to fix the banners, but it was just a struggle. You know, what can you say?
It's
Sometimes fixing stuff is more difficult than it should be. You know.
Danny, I gotta say your hair looks wonderful today.
Thanks.
You look like a very young blonde Jeremy.
You should see me.
You should see me in the bathroom.
You just see me in the bathroom.
Bruce wants to know who are the commentators. I am Danny Lear, and alongside me here is Coach Ben Claridat. Bet she has a flash dance song in her head when she does that.
Here we go.
That's possible.
Look at the ritual.
Now here it is. We're gonna stomp, stomp.
The whole thing.
Wait for this.
Stomp, stomp.
Clap.
Oh.
Got the yelling. Through the yelling this
Power up.
time. Yeah, things are getting pretty serious.
Head. Wipe the chins. Power fingers.
Here we go. $115 kilos.
That is huge.
A little too spicy. Wave to the crowd.
The wave, like, even was like
It was
very technical.
It was straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Like elbow locked
Elbows
out.
extended.
Wrist turn only.
It was a wrist turn. It was
Yeah.
side to side, and
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
I want to ask her if how many twists does she do? Because it looked like it was a predetermined amount of wrist twists.
Right. It was like a very defined elbow, wrist.
Yeah.
You know?
Fantastic showing today for Athena.
Absolutely.
Unofficial American record in the
Very
snatch.
talented. Very talented.
Come on, Nini.
Kuinini, Muramura, something like that.
I'm gonna say it differently every time.
Now I notice on that. Well,
Timing is a little bit off on that clean, you think?
oh,
Oh!
put that shit straight back. On the clean, I noticed her feet moved during the pull.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Is there more pizza in there?
Yeah, there are.
I could really use a water.
You got some iced tea?
I have iced tea, no problem.
Yeah.
Angelo wants water.
Oh, there's a water fountain. There's a fountain.
So one of the signs is now fixed. Yeah.
Nice job with that sign, boys. This Little Caesars, the hot and readies, so good.
Can you find a better pizza for $5 than Little Caesars? No. No.
I don't think so.
No. Can't do it.
No.
Can't do it.
I think they put like butter on the bottom of the crust.
That's what they do now. It's like a garlic butter.
Garlic butter.
No.
Dean Sidoris says it is a garlic butter.
Who's doing this? 124?
Yeah. Manamua. Kuinini.
Wow.
Strong, clean. Oh! Oh! Do it! Do it! Oh! Hey!
Wow. Wow. Did you, jabroni, see that? 124. Best jerk of the day from her, especially.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. And that is the 2017 Caffeine and Kilos Invitational for the invite session.